If I told you all my regrets, what would you say? And if I told you how I got high, what would you think? What's going on, everybody? Cullen the Great here, bringing you my second installment of these Pro Tools how-to videos. Last week we took a look at how to import your beat into Pro Tools, keeping it the very basics, and we're staying on track with the basics of Pro Tools because today we are going to be taking a look at how to export your beats out of Pro Tools. Last week was a little bit easier. You know, if you were kind of a beginner, if you had any idea on how any software on computers worked, you could probably figure out how to import a beat. Might take you a couple extra minutes to figure out the hiccups of things, but more than likely you'd be able to get it taken care of. However, exporting your files off of Pro Tools is a little bit more difficult and just doesn't make as much sense to me. So we'll go ahead and figure out how to do that now. You get your Pro Tools file open here. You've done all of your mixing, your mastering, whatever you did on the track. If you're just exporting it to listen to it, to do a car check, to send it to a friend, whatever it may be, these are going to be the steps that you want to follow in order to export your beat every single time, crisply and money. So first things first is you're going to highlight all of the tracks that you would like to export. Seems simple enough, right? You gotta highlight it if you want to export it. If it's not highlighted and you export all of your tracks, your files, it will not show up in the file that you exported. So make sure that you have everything that you want highlighted. Make sure anything that you had muted is unmuted. Anything you had soloed is unsoloed. Really just do one final check over your track before you export it, because I can tell you from past experience, nothing is more frustrating than being super excited to listen to a track, get that car check going, you get your music playing, is bumping, and you realize you forgot to unmute something, you forgot to solo or unsolo something, and it's just so much going on that you actually don't even get to listen to the mix that you just did. It's kind of a pain in the butt if you're asking me. So just make sure you have everything set up the way you want it to sound when you export it. Cool. So now that we got all of our tracks that we want out highlighted, from here you're gonna go up to the top. Just like you were gonna import a beat, you're gonna go to File and you're gonna go down here to Bounce To. Okay, you are not going to go to the export section. That is not going to get you what you want, I promise you. I've tried it. You are going to go to the Bounce To section and you are going to go over to Disk. Whenever you guys are going to bounce your file or export your file, it's going to bring you to a screen that looks something like this. Now I know last week I was telling you don't mess with any of these settings. It really is just for advanced kind of stuff. However, right now we are going to mess with a few of these settings. Otherwise, if you don't change the file format, it will come out with a left side and a right side on two separate tracks. So what you're gonna do to avoid that and get one whole stereo track is you're gonna go to this file format and you're gonna change it from multiple mono to interleaved. The way I like to think of it, or I like to remember it, is multiple mono means you have a left side and a right side. It's going to bounce both the left side and the right side. Interleaved means you have a left side and a right side, or a right side and a left side, and it's going to be interleaved together, and it's going to bounce the one file. So make sure that you have it on interleaved, otherwise you're going to get two audio recordings, one on the left, one on the right. Not fun, trust me, it does not work. From there, you are going to name your track. And it's really important that when you are bouncing the same file multiple times, that you have an accurate way of naming them. For me, whenever I name stuff, depending on how far along in the mix I am, how many hooks or bridges I have copy and pasted over or have recorded down, is going to be how I name my file. So in this one, Regrets Tay, we're going to name it Regrets Tay 1.0. So that way, when I go back to work on this track, I can save it as Regrets Tay 2.0. And then it lets me know when I go back to listen to my bounce files which one is the most recent. And then it also gives me a chance to hear the mix from one track to another, sort of hear those changes that I made more specifically with the entire song going on rather than just sitting in the studio. It's really easy to compare the two and kind of hone in the sound you're looking for. So while this is bouncing, make sure you guys go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, turn your notifications on for more helpful Pro Tools tips, and we're just gonna get rich together. Sick. So once you got your file exported, finding the bounce file is a whole nother thing. You're gonna want to go to your Pro Tools file. So it's gonna have your Pro Tools session in it, the backups, the audio files, the cache for it. But when you bounce a file, it is automatically going to make you a new folder called what? Bounce files. You're gonna double click on that, and voila, your bounce file is gonna be right there, ready for you to go, to double click, listen to, send it out, airdrop it. However you share your music and want to get it out there, you are now able to do that. So that pretty much does it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking out my Pro Tools videos. I hope these are as helpful for you as they are for me. When I first started making music, I had absolutely no idea how this software worked, and I'm just trying to pass along the knowledge as best as I can for other beginners out there. So if you guys are interested in learning more about Pro Tools, some stuff that kind of goes on and some street ways of getting the sound that you want without spending the studio budget, I'm your man. So go ahead, leave a comment down in the comment section below if there's any videos you guys want me to cover. Make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, tune in for more Pro Tools videos. And until then, keep making some dope ass music, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.